And we're not live from Nondescript College.
We don't need to start as soon as I press record.
I know, but it's funnier if we do.
For who?
For me.
So I guess you're doing our intro then.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to New to Who. I'm Eileen.
I'm Kat.
I'm Justin.
Are we saying our pronouns or are we holding off on that?
We can if you want. I mean, people will assign us pronouns to use either way. We can say our pronouns if we care enough that they're correct.
Cool. Guess.
Guess.
Figure it out.
Guess. All right. So, what do I do now? I summarize the first episode?
So, yeah. I think opening, we're going to just have you do your best to summarize or just describe the plot of episode 1.
Okay.
Rose.
Episode 1, season 1, Rose. So we open up and it's Rose in her bed. She gets out of bed and she gets ready for work. It's shot and there's like a montage. So she's like with her boyfriend and then she's with her friends and then she goes to work. But then she goes to work and she walks down, she gets out of the elevator and they are the plastic men. It's the mannequins. Yeah. So then they start moving, and she thinks it's a prank, so she's like, stop it, haha, that's so funny, and then the doctor shows up, and he says, come with me if you want to live. That's not what he says, but it's what he says. And then they run away, and then he gets attacked, he pulls the arm off, and then Rose has the arm, and she keeps it, and then they leave, and then Rose runs home, and then Rose and her mom are at home, and the boyfriend comes in. The boyfriend is useless because he wants to go watch the sports, nondescript sports game. Am I doing a good job?
Just keep going.
It's football.
It's football. Probably British.
Not American.
British
Yes.
football.
Soccer.
The European version of football.
British football. So then the doctor comes back because she brought the plastic arm home. For some reason, she brought it home. Oh, her workplace got exploded. The doctor blew up her job. So then, I forgot to say that part. It's a bit important.
A little.
Just a little bit.
Tad.
So the doctor comes and he's looking for the plastic arm because it's still alive. So then he meets Rose's mom, who's an interesting lady, and then he gets attacked by the plastic arm. And then Rose gets attacked by the plastic arm. And then he turns the plastic arm off, so then it's not attacking him anymore. So then he leaves. Or no, they have a very impressive walking and talking scene. It's like 3 minutes, unbroken, of just walking and talking. So he explains to her that he is the doctor, and he can feel the earth moving. And he holds her hand, and then she also feels like she's moving 10,000 miles an hour. I'm explaining this so well.
Keep going.
Just keep going.
I'm just doing.
Keep going.
Oh God.
We'll correct you after.
Thanks. So then the doctor leaves. So then Rose is trying to figure out who he was. So she finds this guy. This guy named just Clive, I think. And then so she goes and she meets Clive, and this is 2005, so it's weird to meet somebody online. So then the boyfriend takes her to Clive's house. So then Clive tells her all about the doctor and how he appears, and it's a title passed down from father to son. It's not, but that's what he thinks it is. So then Rose is like, all right, this guy's crazy. So then they go and get pizza. But while Rose was inside, the boyfriend is outside and he touched the trash can, and then he gets eaten by the trash can with amazing 2005 special effects. And so then when she gets in the car, she's like, all right, what do you want to do for lunch? Pizza? And he goes, pizza! And then they go and get pizza at a very fancy Italian restaurant for some reason. With champagne? Why is there serving champagne at this pizza? I live in America. Pizza is not, fancy here, I guess. I don't know. Is pizza fancy ever? Nah, never mind. That's not important.
I can tell you right now, it's kind of fancy, but it's also not fancy. Like
I can't imagine British pizza is
like
good.
in Italy, they don't really put pepperoni on pizza, but they do put hot dogs on pizza.
And also, where we live, pizza is just like...
Generally available.
Yeah, pizza is everywhere.
Like you could...
But it's also good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yes.
Guess where we live.
Yes.
Guess.
Yes.
So while they're talking, and the boyfriend who has been replaced by the plastic, he looks very 2005 special effects, and they're talking, and Rose is like, "What are you doing?" Because while they're talking, he is going, "Sweetheart, sweetheart, sweetheart, sweet," and it sounds like he has Tourette's, and I was like, I feel represented. It's fine. He wasn't. I have tics, if that wasn't obvious. So. So I was like, oh, how does she not notice? And well, I'll get to that later. So then the doctor shows up, and he has the champagne, and then he rips off the boyfriend's head, who's not the boyfriend. The boyfriend is maybe dead. So then they go into the TARDIS, and the doctor explains what's going on, and the plastic is eating the planet. And then they go and they fight the plastic blob thing, and the doctor has this monologue where he's saying, "I couldn't save your planet. I tried my best. I'm sorry." And then he gets attacked by everyone gets attacked by the plastic men and the plastic children. And then Rose is like, "I have no job and no life, but I was a gymnast, so I can swing on a chain and save the doctor." And him doing that knocks the anti-plastic into the ball of consciousness. So then it turns all the plastic off and everything goes back to normal. And then she runs off with the doctor because, she makes great decisions. I don't know. I would too run off with this strange man in the blue box. And done.
So you actually did a pretty good job explaining it.
I felt like it took 10 minutes.
7, so you're close, but...
Yeah, sorry.
Well, not full 7.
You have fun editing that.
We had time before starting.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, do you have any questions about any of this stuff?
His name is Clyde, right?
Clive.
Clive with a V. What did I say?
Clive the first time.
And then had it.
You had it.
I said okay, when me and Justin were watching it together, I said 4 different names.
Yeah.
That's so
also
fair.
Clive dies at the end.
Yeah.
He gets killed in front of his wife and child.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So that was sad.
Also, I never got his
He
name.
was nice.
I was just calling him Conspiracy Theory Man the entire time.
Yeah.
He was there.
His name gets said 7 times in the episode.
Clive.
Okay, well, I'm very good at processing.
Fair enough.
Everything's fine.
But yeah, any questions? Do you remember what the big bad of the episode, the blob, do you remember what that was called?
The Plastic Man. The Consciousness. I don't know.
You were close with the second guess.
The Conscience.
The Nestine Consciousness.
The Nestine Consciousness.
And the moving around plastic guys, their name doesn't get said in the episode, but they are Autons.
Autons.
Yeah, they were last used before that episode in a Doctor Who story in 1971.
Ooh, that's exciting. Okay.
But yeah, any questions?
No.
No?
No.
Speak into the microphone.
No.
Thank you.
I don't want to speak into the microphone. I want to stand over here and have you suffer trying to edit this.
And cause Justin all the suffering.
I live to make Justin annoyed.
And
he bullies me in return. It's an equal dynamic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how friendship works, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions you need clarified, Kat? Because you've watched this before.
Yes, but it's been a very long time. I spent most of the episode just kind of being like, oh, wait, this, and oh, I did not remember much, huh? That was half of my thought process was either, oh, yeah, that, or, huh?
Yeah. Do you have anything you need clarified?
Clarification. I'm gonna say no because I feel like it's funnier if I get surprised by things later.
Okay, good. That's good because there are some things coming up that are surprises. Pay attention.
Dang, I will, I guess.
But Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to say about the episodes that you, the episode that you caught while you were watching it? Both of you took notes, which is good.
Yeah. So this is just a stupid quote that I overheard from the beginning of the episode. And the doctor is in the house and he's looking at all the magazines and he said, "That won't last. He's gay and she's an alien."
Yeah.
And that was just a fun thing that I was like, wait, who are they talking about?
We both wrote that down.
Yeah, separately. We watched this separately, which is funny to me. I smacked my head on the mic.
I know. It's somewhere in my head. But he's referencing like specific celebrity couples and people pointed out which ones they were in a magazine.
That is hilarious.
I can't remember what they were.
Because I wrote that quote down and I wrote, "Sir, what? What are you looking at?"
I want to know.
I think it was People's Magazine or like a British publication that's similar.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
It's just like a celebrity gossip magazine. He also reads a book in like 3 seconds and then so
this is a visual medium. You can't point at me.
Pointing.
This is not a visual medium.
So the walking and talking scene that you were talking about, Eileen, the one that goes on for, I think, a long time.
It goes like for a while.
Minutes.
It's really long. That was added after. That was post the episode being filmed.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Originally, it didn't have that scene. But they were underrunning on the episode, so they added it.
Oh, wow. That's really impressive.
That is really impressive.
It gives you so much of their characters, and I really like, right off the bat, both Rose and the Doctor's characterization from the first episode.
Yeah.
The Doctor did not have the personality that I thought he was going to. I don't know what I thought it was, but it wasn't that.
Can you describe what you thought it was?
I think I only know the, like, visual of Tennant's Doctor, and I've seen only, like, angsty fan edits of them, and the guy who wore the bow ties. So I guess, I don't know, he was much more, like, traditional cool guy than I thought he was going to be for the first Doctor. I kind of assumed he was going to be, like, bow ties are cool. I don't know. I know he's not the one who wears the bow ties, but I have a very specific frame of reference for Doctor Who.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and see, for whatever reason, my memory of this first Doctor was just so much more serious than he actually ended up being. I spent so much time being like, wait, why is he funny?
He's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah. And I was surprised.
And just I love their character dynamic. I thought it was so good, especially in that. Genuinely, there was a quote that I wrote down where it was like, "So the entire world revolves around you?" Sort of, yeah. It's just like...
Sort of, yeah. That was his response.
I'm laughing.
To, like, half of that conversation was sort of, yeah. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. The entire world revolves around you? Sort of, yeah. And then what was it after? She's like, "You're full of it." And then he's like, "Sort of, yeah."
Yeah. Oh, another fun quote. The whole eat chips, go to bed, and watch telly, the spiritual precursor to charge thy phone, eat hot chip, and lie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was talking about Rose a little bit. I thought it was really cool. I was also not expecting her to be framed as the main character from the beginning. I understand that she was the one who was going to introduce us to this world, but her, like, call to adventure was very different from, I feel like, you would see in different shows. Like, it was much more, like, literally, like, "Do you want to go on an adventure?" And she says, "Yeah." She's also very smiley and very giggly, and I like that. I feel like I don't see that a lot with, like, female characters. They're very rarely silly, and I like that.
Funny part about the scene where Rose gets asked to come with the Doctor. So he asks, she originally declines, and he disappears. And then, like, 3 seconds later, he comes back and is like, "By the way, it's also a time machine." And then she goes in. Later, they published, I think it's a written story where, they published a written story called The Beast of Babylon, where in between him disappearing and then reappearing, he just had a whole separate adventure. Like, he went away, did something else, and was like, "Oh yeah, maybe I'll go back and visit that Earth girl and be like, it's also a time machine. I forgot to mention.
Okay. That's funny.
And I feel like there could be different interpretations of that being why she accepts, because like my thought was, oh yeah, she hears it's a time machine, so she's like, oh, I can come back to right this moment whenever I want to.
There's zero consequences for my actions.
It could also be interpreted as her being like, wait, it's a time machine? I can see the future or the past?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. I also, we're going to get that till like the third episode where they actually talk about how old she is. Because I'm at this point assuming that she's like 25 and I'm making this decision so I'm like, why is she making this decision? She doesn't have a job anymore because it exploded, not because she can't find a job. To be fair, I also probably would run into the blue box if the magic man showed up.
Hooray, escapism.
But
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I say that, but I don't know if But I liked Rose overall. She was a very fun character, and I liked the characters so far.
What do you think of Rose's mom, Jackie Tyler?
Odd. I feel like that was very much a caricature of like the 2000s mom figure. It was like a lot of times because they went from the like I'm making so much noise with this paper. I'm sorry.
And that's why my notes are on my phone.
I was being aesthetic. Leave me alone. Because in like the 90s, television mom was much more of like a perfect mom figure. Usually that was just like right at the point where they're developing like sass. Like they would sass their children. But early 2000s is really where the like, I don't know how to explain it.
Like the Jersey Shore type?
Yeah. That's what she reminded me of. Like a character from the Jersey Shore.
Or like,
guess where we live.
Yeah. Guess.
Guess.
Or like
pizza. Jersey Shore.
Or like
literally just our voices.
Our voices. Oh gosh, we have accents.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna
Everyone else in the world.
I'm gonna develop oh shit. Sorry. Crap.
I've seen that bit in TVs. I've never encountered it in real life. Good job.
The trying not to curse and
Yeah.
then just saying another curse word.
It's fine. We're PG at least.
Sure.
PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah.
It's a podcast. People under the age of 8 don't listen to podcasts, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's over 8, but under like 35.
Yeah.
There's a specific age range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to get my grandpa to listen to podcasts. He doesn't know how it works. It's fine. It's probably for the best.
But yeah. Kat, do you have any thoughts on Jackie?
So specifically the scene where the doctor comes into the apartment and it was just like the dressing gown thing, I was just sitting there like, oh, ick, I hate it.
Yeah, the classic.
There's a strange
man
in my bedroom.
I was
There
just
is.
like, oh, ew.
Yes, there is. Anything can happen.
No. That was funny.
No.
Because I wrote down, oh, freaking gross. The mom dressing gown thing, ick. His no was funny though.
No.
No.
No, thank you.
What about
Also, the arm, when it was attacking them, they broke a glass table and the mom didn't come in to see what all of that noise was.
She was drying her hair.
She deserves compensation.
She couldn't hear. She was drying her hair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You
Directly
can't hear
into
an
her eardrums.
entire glass table breaking over a hairdryer? They're
was-
not that
This
loud.
was 2005. It was a very loud hair
Have
dryer.
you ever used a 2005 hair dryer?
Yes.
Yeah, they're loud.
I know they are.
If somebody calls you from the other side of your apartment and you're using a 2005 blow dryer, you're not hearing it.
She was just like blowing it directly into her ear.
Her ears, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
And also, like, it sounds loud, but glass breaking is actually pretty quiet.
Yeah.
It's also a pretty instantaneous noise.
Yeah, it would just be like.
But there was also glass breaking and 2 whole people falling on the ground.
It happened.
You
want
would
to
be able
interrupt
to
them.
feel the vibration.
Nah. Not
on the other side of the house.
Not in those nice what is it? I forget where Rose lives.
London.
No, there's the specific area, her development.
Oh.
Not in those nice London apartments. Yeah, sure. What about Mickey? Did you guys like Mickey?
I hate him.
He was so useless, and I don't know why.
In my notes, I referred to him as a garbage man.
I
hate him very much.
Because not even just like in danger, like whatever. He's not an action hero. That's fine. But his girlfriend's workplace just exploded, and he's like, you know what? You need to go to a very loud public place. Maybe it's just me, but if I've been exposed to like an explosion, the last thing I want to do is go to a very loud public place where people are screaming. Have fun editing this, Justin, from the future. Ah!
But yeah, no. And it wasn't even for her sake. It was because he wanted to go watch the game.
Yeah. Also, maybe I don't understand sports, but I don't understand watching the last 5 minutes of a game. I guess you want to see the end of it, but I'm thinking like if it's just like, bah, as if it's just a TV.
Yeah.
I'm done now. I'm not talking. The rest of this podcast, I am in silence.
Oh, so when he was getting absorbed by the garbage can, my entire thought process was, oh, get screwed, man. Get eaten by the mimic.
They originally had like no idea because he was supposed to survive, but they were like, what? We don't know how he's going to survive. We just want him to get captured by them, but like, why is he still alive? Who knows?
Yeah, they just keep
him. And
him.
then later they came up with the garbage can thing.
Oh, that makes sense. He just gets replaced by the plastic people.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other points you want to talk about? Episode 1 is pretty uneventful as the episodes go.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remember he was like starting to talk to the I don't remember the name of it, the plastic thing.
The nesting consciousness.
That. The doctor was starting to talk to it, and he was like, I want a conference under section something of the Shadow Proclamation, and I'm like, the Shadow Proclamation?
Yeah, Article 15 of the Shadow Proclamation. This is actually the first time it's been brought up, so, in Doctor Who.
I was just kind of like, whoa, what's that?
Do you just... Because, like, you watched till, like, the middle of Season 4. Do you just not remember the Shadow Proclamation?
I don't remember almost anything. That is the entire point here. I don't remember almost anything.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the Shadow Proclamation's gonna pop back up.
Okay, cool.
We'll get to that.
Basically, yeah. I mean, there's an in-episode explanation at some point, so I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, just so that you guys get the whole experience. But nothing else? Do you want me to read off some fun facts, maybe?
Yeah, let's read fun facts.
Oh, there was one more quote.
One more quote?
Where, when the doctor first was inviting Rose to be able to go to the TARDIS, the boyfriend was like, he's an alien. He's a thing. And the doctor's like, he's not invited along.
Yeah.
I just found that very funny.
He can't come. He's annoying.
Exactly.
He's so useless.
That's exactly it. The doctor doesn't like him because he's not,
so useless.
He's useless. He's not brave. He's not adventurous.
Help me.
But also, he just called him a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to like the guy.
Yeah, that was rude. Also, I also have one more quote, and it was Rose's monologue, monologue at the end where she says, I've got no A levels, no job, no future. I felt that. That's all. Also, swinging from a chain is my favorite gymnastics event. I know this is my favorite. I was never a gymnast, but I have family members who are gymnasts. So, going to their competitions and watching them swing from a chain over a conscious being.
Yeah, from old chains and abandoned warehouses.
Yeah, it's my favorite gymnastics event.
I definitely did that in childhood gymnastics.
Yeah,
it was definitely
absolutely.
the most
Very
amazing
fun.
part.
Very fun, yes. And also, like, poor Rose, peaked in high school.
Yeah.
But also, we'll get to that later. Never mind.
Really, I feel
Episode
like
3, I'm gonna have a whole thing about that. Because what? Anyway.
Episode 3 is interesting.
Peak of life. I feel like getting to travel through time and space, that would be a pretty good peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, some fun facts. This was the most watched series opener until one of the more recent ones called The Woman Who Fell to Earth. And it continued to be that way up until that episode.
Oh, is that the girl doctor?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Season... Was it? No, it's season 12.
I don't know why I would know that.
Series 12.
Don't look at us, you wouldn't know.
Justin.
Yeah, series 12. It was also the first to be in widescreen. It was the first 45-minute long story since the story Revelation of the Daleks in 1985. And it was the first single episode story since Mission into the Unknown in 1965.
Into the unknown.
Mission.
It's copyrighted.
that is. Yeah.
Don't get us sued by Disney.
Disney, please. No.
Oh gosh, Mickey. He's attacking me.
The House of Mouse.
Oh no, they've been taken over by the mouse.
The mouse. It was also because of when it was released, it was one of the first major TV productions to be leaked in like peer-to-peer and torrent sharing sites. You guys have no clue what that is.
No.
Didn't grow up pirating stuff on the internet when you were 8.
I do.
I tried to, and
now,
then I got traumatized.
Yeah.
That's what you get for going in unprepared. You gotta know what you're looking for.
I didn't. I was just trying to watch cartoons.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to find the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I can't find it because every streaming service only has the first season for some reason. I just want my comfort show.
Something, Eileen, you said while we were watching, you were like, oh, so this is the pilot. And you were like, no, it wasn't the pilot. It's episode 1. It is the pilot.
I know it's the pilot, but it's like
It's also episode 1.
I know how pilots work.
No.
I know the pilot is the first episode.
Not usually in American shows.
Yes, usually in American shows.
No?
Yes.
most American shows I've watched, the pilot was the first episode.
Those are modern American shows. I'm talking 2005 American shows.
Oh, so
okay,
yeah,
I was
that's
barely
fair.
a person in 2005.
Yeah.
I was 2.
I was
so I
3.
don't really remember. What I was watching in 2 was Sesame Street.
Yeah,
And,
I was
like,
watching
this
like
was
the
before
little
it was-
Einsteins.
Yeah, this was before it was rebooted. So it was the 90s Sesame Street
Yeah.
with celebrities that I did not know who they were. It was the Spice Girls, okay? I didn't know who they were. I was 2.
You didn't know who the Spice Girls were?
At
We're off
2?
topic. But
Yes.
yeah, you didn't know who the Spice Girls were?
At 2 years old?
I
No.
knew who the Spice Girls were.
At 2?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was born in 2002. Of course I knew who the Spice
I was born
Girls
in
were.
2003. I was 2. I don't know what you mean. I didn't know anything. All I knew
Yeah.
was no thoughts, only Elmo. No, my favorite was Big Bird.
Journey to Ernie.
Indeed.
We're so productive.
Any thoughts or questions now that I've explained some things about the episode?
When do we get to watch the movie?
The movie?
I want to watch the really bad movie that you're talking about.
Tell you what, we can...
That's got to be like a special episode or something.
If, quick, give me a big number.
A
Quick,
big number?
Give me a big number.
200.
If we get 2, no.
No.
Is that too high or too low? What are your expectations for us?
If we can get
Tell me up or down.
up,
500?
we have to set goals here.
1,500.
15. If we get 1,500 listeners.
Okay, but if you don't set goals, you can't fail.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We're gearing ourselves towards failure right now. If we get 15,
What does every podcaster do if not gear themselves towards failure?
I guess.
if we get 1,500 listeners, or should it be 1,500 just listens on the first episode, do you think? You know what? If we hit one of the numbers that we said in this episode, any of them,
We'll figure
we
it out
will
later.
watch
It's fine.
the movie.
Okay, cool. Also, before when I said guess our pronouns, I didn't mean that offensively. We're just awkward.
Guess.
Guess. Yeah. I didn't mean that in like a, you can tell. That's not what I meant.
Thank you for clarifying at the end of the episode.
I'm
Eileen.
sorry, I get confused.
No,
I
you're
don't.
good.
I got nervous.
I promise.
I didn't mean it in a mean way. I promise. We're gonna have a whole conversation about that next episode.
Yeah.
I promise. Oh my god.
Are we good to close out this episode?
Yeah.
of the podcast?
Yeah, we're good, I think.
Oh god.
Who wants to sign us off?
Not me. I'm done talking.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll hopefully hear from you next time.